Eric Trump, the executive vice president of the Trump Organization, the fantastic author of Under Siege, My Family's Fight to Save Our Nation, that is, Eric, already a #1 bestseller. In this book, you literally talk about what's going on with Letitia James, and I'm sure you're just spiking the football in the past few hours.
Well, Carl, you've been a friend of mine for a long time. You saw the hell that I went through. They did everything they could to destroy our family. I mean, you saw me every single day in those courtrooms. They impeached my father. They went after him, mercilessly. I got 112 subpoenas, the most in the history of this country. They deplatformed us. They debanked us. They leaked our tax returns. They made up the Russia hoax. They made up the dirty dossiers. They took us off the ballot of Maine. They took us off the ballot in Colorado. They did everything they could to destroy our family, and that woman right there was at the front of it. I mean, she literally sued us over the fact that we had never missed a mortgage payment. We had paid back banks and made banks hundreds of millions of dollars. Deutsche Bank was on the stand testifying that we were one of the greatest real estate companies in the world, had made them a lot of money. They considered us platinum borrowers. They considered us the big whale, never had a default, never missed a payment, was never in any kind of breach. And she went after us to try and throw us out of New York. She wanted to take our buildings, and she lost. She got a rigged decision, and I just overturned it at the appellate court, 5-0, including the presiding judge of New York State. And so, today's, a great irony that the very same people that tried to throw us out of a state, that tried to bankrupt our family, that tried to destroy a company, falls to the very same thing that she did. It's projection. It's like the #1 playbook of the Democrats. It's projection. And so I'm really proud of the book. The book went to #1 instantly, and she was a big part of it. She was a big part of it, and it's interesting that she went after us for doing exactly what she did.
Yeah, and I got to say, that book it's staggering. Like, everybody's seen the news. Everybody's seen what's what's reported. What's in that book, what you actually went through, like literally everybody, if you're watching this show, you have to read, your jaw will hit the floor with the stuff that never made it to the news cycle. It's unbelievable to me. So that said, Tish is responding, and Eric, I swear, she is calling this the weaponization of the justice system. Watch this.
This is nothing more than a continuation of the president's desperate weaponization of our justice system. He is forcing federal law enforcement agencies to do his bidding, all because I did my job as the New York State Attorney General. The president's actions are a grave violation of our constitutional order and have drawn sharp criticism from members of both parties.
And I couldn't help but think, like, if you're going to campaign on going after the president of the United States, maybe don't commit mortgage fraud.
Carl, I was hoping right after that you would roll her videos where she literally campaigned on taking down my father, saying that she was going to go into the office of Attorney General every day, sue him, and then go home. And then, there's another video, I'm going to get him. I'm going to be a real pain in his ass. He's going to know my name. I'm going to get the man. I'm going to get his family. I'm going to get everybody associated with his family. Yet the great irony that she says she's the one, he's the one weaponizing the justice system. I mean, her entire life, every tweet that she sent, everything that she did was aimed at my father and our family and trying to destroy him. She was going back and forth to Washington, D.C. continuously to try and destroy him. Right. Almost a $600 million fine for not a single loan doc violation, for having your banks testify that you're the best borrower that they've ever had. And yet we're weaponizing government. I find it highly ironic. But you know what? We had our day in court. We won. We won 5-0. The whole thing was overturned, and she'll have her day in court now.
But that's the other thing, Eric. She actually came out and in that same video where she looks like a hostage, actually, stands by her prosecution of your family. Watch this.
I stand strongly behind my office's litigation against the Trump Organization. We conducted a 2-year investigation based on the facts and evidence, not politics. Judges have upheld the trial court's finding that Donald Trump, his company, and his 2 sons are liable for fraud.
Facts and evidence. Whatever she's smoking's got to be illegal.
Honestly, Carl, it is truly insane. It's so sad for me because it's so bad for New York. I mean, people are moving out of New York left and right. I had to get the hell out of there. I didn't want to. I love that city. And I left. This is the madness. I mean, this is the madness. Instead of locking up criminals on the streets, they're effectively, what are they doing? They're kicking out the biggest companies in New York, the biggest taxpayers in New York, right? I mean, it's why the city is going to absolute hell. It's right there, right? Her entire campaign was get Donald Trump, not take care of bad guys, not take care of fraudsters. Go after a company that's never missed a mortgage payment, that's been a perfect borrower, that's conducted themselves perfectly, because it would help the other side, because it would help the other political team. I mean, it's highly ironic, that she's in the spot that she's in, where apparently, and I don't know, I'll ultimately read the indictment, but from everything I'm reading right now, she's lying about the number of units, right? She's filing, false applications for mortgages. Isn't that what she accused us of, even though we didn't do any of that, and the banks said that we were incredible at what we do, because we are as a company.
Eric, her as the subject matter expert determined that Mar-a-Lago was worth $18 million. Like, if it's worth $18 million, I will get it today.
$18 million, yeah. That's right. I said which tennis court. I mean, based on the land prices in Palm Beach County, right? Which tennis court? But it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I wish this wasn't the state of the country. I wish she wouldn't have done this to us, and I wish she wouldn't have committed apparent mortgage fraud, whatever she ended up doing. And so, listen, she'll have her day in court. We had our day in court. We won 5-0. They threw out the entire judgment, and including, by the way, the presiding judge in New York State, and she'll have her day in court.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. But she goes on at the end, this is like blew my mind when this came through. She goes on to tout her faith. Roll this.
I'm a proud woman of faith. And I know that faith and fear cannot share the same space. And so today, I'm not fearful. I'm fearless. And as my faith teaches me, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. We will fight these baseless charges aggressively, and my office will continue to fiercely protect New Yorkers and their rights. And I will continue to do my job.
Seems a little delusional to me, but I do recall that the New York State Legislature actually planned this, and they put in a $10 million slush fund, paid for by the tax dollars of the great people of New York. So in case she gets sued or any of this stuff happens or criminal charges, the taxpayers will pay her legal fees, unlike what you had to pay.
Well, one other thing, I mean, everybody forgets about Andrew Cuomo here. I mean, she went after the governor, Andrew Cuomo. Mm-hmm. She threw him out of office to then 3 weeks later run for governor of New York. I mean, think about using your position to throw somebody out of their job only to run for the very job of the person you just threw out of that job, right? And I don't know why everybody forgets that. Now, she lasted in that race about 3 weeks before she had to resign in total disgrace because her poll numbers were atrocious. But her entire platform has been weaponizing her office, right? Against her political opponents. That's all she's ever been known for. I mean, she ran on that campaign promise. She fundraised on that campaign promise. The videos are out there. You've played them 1,000 times on this show. You know those videos as well as I do. Those were the same videos that we were playing over and over and over, in the various courtrooms in New York. And so, it wasn't just Trump. It was actually almost bipartisan. I mean, she went after Cuomo and literally threw him out of the governorship, so she could ascend the political ladder in New York. Yeah. Fortunately, she failed. No,
it's unbelievable. Eric, your book, Under Siege. I don't ask my viewers to do stuff a lot or almost ever. They need to buy this book. It's staggering. Everything that you talked about in there is literally coming true, and it all happened. It's unbelievable. We appreciate you joining us. Sorry you went through this. Hopefully you're vindicated after all this, and hope you sleep well tonight.
He loves the Constitution. He fights for what's right. He hates the bad guys. He's a freedom warrior. He's your freedom warrior. Watch Carl Higbie every weekday on Newsmax.